go back to your native culture.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Are we on? Are we on right now?
Oh, the end of the intro is working, and
I love this intro. I look so good with my burnt.
Oh,
there we go.
That's the only car in the game.
Yeah, there's your car.
Yeah, there's your freaking car.
Is that the same game, same car from that Flash game a few years back?
I think it'd be really great to have you guys have these characters show up in a car. Like it'll just be like an animated detail that takes place in the game, but like it comes zipping in and like you guys come running out of the car.
Not just Walrus, the only one actually.
Yeah, it's a blank
Well-
screen right now.
Yep.
All right, cool. So I hear us talking in the background now. Okay, so we are definitely live.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for coming to the Project Nexus 2 podcast. It's been a while, but it's finally out. This is the alpha edition of Project Nexus 2. We have Sean, our wonderful host and sexy mask man. We have Michael, our even sexier dev.
Well, that's optimistic.
We have Bill. Are we calling you executive producer?
Yeah, Bill's
Nah,
like
just call me the Chinese dude.
The executive
Yeah, he's our
Chinese dude. Okay,
Yeah.
we got it. And is Matt in the background?
That's me.
Yay, Matt Crinkles Jolly is.
Yeah, you.
How are all of you doing right now?
That's
Such a relief.
failing any kind of like mistakes with someone's email, or like their email is broken or something like that. Failing strange errors, all Kickstarter backers ought to have their CD keys, their Steam keys in their emails. That is done. Anybody who has paid the $60 tier for PayPal has their alpha keys as well. With a couple exceptions, if you just recently backed, I'm going to be handling your cases today. And by the end of the day, everybody who should have one will have one. And here we are. We are post alpha now. Or in alpha, but still post alpha release. Yeah. Anyway, good stream, guys. Just wanted to get that out there. We'll see you guys next time. So you know, there's that.
So
Well, the
I
numbers
think-
are racking up.
Ooh. So I think the big question on most people's mind is, why did alpha take so long?
Because we're two people making a very complicated game, and these things just take time. We've been developing the engine. Hopefully, anybody who has played it so far has had a look and seen. You know, it takes a little bit of work. It's going to take some polish. It's still a little bit gritty and rough around the edges, and all those other metaphors. But it's still a work in progress, plain and simple. And that work has taken us 2 years to get here. We have basically built the majority of the engine. Most of what comes next is just building more content. And a couple other things that we'll talk about over the course of this stream. But we did a bad job, a very, very bad job at keeping like weekly or monthly notes of everything we've done as we went. But if you want to kind of just get a little snapshot, like a collage of what we've been doing every month, just go back through the Facebook, go back through the Tumblr and the never used Twitter. Go to Matt's Twitter instead. It's a little bit more commonly used. And see where we are now compared to where it was before, and you'll see the slow crawl towards having a really functional game. And I think that's kind of where we are now, with more work to come, but it's playable, it's passable.
It's a game.
It's a game with only bare air quotes, just very small quotes around the word game.
It
All right.
plays, it runs, everything's good.
So what are we looking at right now?
Are we talking about plans, or are we talking about what we see on the physical screen? Right?
Literally, what is in the alpha is what I was trying to lead to, and it was trying to be as smooth as possible, but that fell flat on its face. And thank you for that
Okay.
response.
Well, yeah, okay.
Just go.
Okay, in one breath. I can do it. I can talk pretty fast. I'm not quite Micro Machines guy, but I'm like Paul Rubens' speed of
Well,
talking.
So what is the major features of the alpha? Like, it's not going to be the full game. We're probably not going to get spoilers from the story or anything like that. So what are the major ones that are included that people can expect when they're loading up this version of the game?
Okay. So the broad strokes for this, what we have right now is, we call it an alpha. Most people know what that means, but just in the rare case that someone is kind of like approaching this for the first time, an alpha is somewhere between a proof of concept and a beta. It's basically the idea that we have a lot of work, that your content has gone to a point where it's now playable, but it doesn't quite resemble what it will look like when it's finished. And what I mean by that is, a proof of concept, which is what we created for the Kickstarter, is really just something you look at, you get an idea of what's intended, but it's not actually the game. It's not actually what we're doing. So that we're well past that. Since the Kickstarter, we've been working on really for almost 2 years now. More if you consider all the work we did before that. We have what is known as the alpha, and the alpha really just is the first stage of finished development that requires testing. Beta is the next level, where we go more outside of the, Jesus Christ, that's a big gun. We go outside of the, I just look up from my from one screen to the next and see that. Oh yeah, you can see we have progress bars on the XP, or XP for skills now. Mm-hmm. So you can see how far you're going into a skill before you purchase it. Blue means it's good to go, and you just pick it up. But yeah, a beta would be like the game is basically there. We just need public testing, and then of course there's the actual release. So for the alpha, we're mostly, in keeping with what an alpha is, we're mostly testing arena mode, because that is a great way for a player to start a character that has nothing and build their way towards a completed character, which will start to feel like a guy like Hank or Sanford or Demos, who are these upper-level combat characters, and also the kinds of guys you're going to be playing in story mode. So the alpha is the arena, and once we really add a lot of finesse to that arena, we're going to start putting out more like episodes of story mode and whatnot, and basically start calling that the beta. And about that time, we're going to have people test the beginning of the story mode, and I'm thinking we'll switch to early access probably around that time.
By that point, here I am nodding on the mic like an idiot.
Yeah. So for right now, expect to play arena mode. Expect to play only a couple of stages. I think we only have like 7 or 8 stages in right now. We're planning for
8, yeah.
8, yeah. I think we're planning for like 15 to 20 by the end of when arena is completely finished. And not every one of them is going to be a sprawling map. Some will just be a couple of rooms, for new environments.
Right.
Yeah, we'll have somewhere around like 15 is like a nice place to settle, I think. And then we'll release more over time as well. Story mode. As we develop assets for story mode, we'll have new things to build with. So we'll put those into like maybe some new maps as we go. Let me open this door. It's really light in here. The dog was misbehaving, so now we have to lock her out. And the office is poorly ventilated. Wow, Sean really has every stage.
Lord.
That's because you cheated that earlier, right? Oh no, you didn't. You actually played them.
Yeah, I'm seeing numbers there.
Well, you cheated, then you played them, right? Because cheating only opens up the easy mode. Oh, that kind of cheating, yeah. Forget he has the developer build to go into cheat his guy.
Yeah.
Are you surprised how much time people are already pouring into the alpha already?
I'm not at all surprised.
Yeah, I'm more surprised that anybody likes it. That's
I just knew that if they liked it, they'd like it a lot, or
Yeah. And I guess to answer the question also about why it's taken this long, I know that was an earlier one.
Yeah.
So one thing Matt and I talked about yesterday is kind of like we get a little. There's like I wouldn't say irked, but we get a funny feeling about saying that we are indie game developers, or that this is an indie game, because indie game kind of has a bad connotation sometimes. Like that's what you can call your clickbait game, or your microtransaction free to play, with really big quotes on that, free to play game. Like that's what I tend to think of when I think indie game, is just a cheap attempt to try to make money for very little work. That is what that means to me. Granted, you have some indie games that aren't that. I know everybody loves their Plants vs Zombies and whatever, Flappy Bird, or these are indie games, and they are very cheaply like at least the original Plants and Zombies, very quickly made, inexpensively produced games for the purpose of getting out a basic concept that doesn't deviate, as quick as possible. But then you look at games that are huge and successful, like Castle Crashers and Super Meat Boy, and these are also indie games that have a lot of ridiculous polish to them. FTL is an example of an indie game that is very well done and doesn't deviate from a very small scope of what it's trying to create. Whereas Super Meat Boy, same thing, but it's just huge sprawling levels, a lot of content to it. And we want our indie game to be that kind of indie game, not the pathetic, just like you go in and it's clear that the art was drawn at multiple different scales and that these animations were done well, but then we ran out of budget at the end, so we just like sped through it. I don't want to make those sacrifices. I'm pretty sure, Matt, you're on the same boat, right? Yeah,
like you don't want to just keep the pace down.
Yeah, so that is why it's taking so long, is because when a body falls on the ground in this game, I want it to look like a body. I don't want to just enact ragdoll. I want opinions on that. We want to refine it. We want to make it look good. Yeah. And at the end of the day, when people come into the game and they've played for 100 hours and they just want to go in and shoot some more bad guys, I want it to be satisfying every single time that they play it. It may not be new and fresh, but I want it to be like, I don't want it to have these little tiny quirks that bug people. Like, man, they really just glossed over this one part of the game.
Yeah, you mentioned FTL. Yeah. I got like 150 hours in that.
Yeah.
For the very same reason you just mentioned, there isn't one thing in there that bugs the shit out of me.
Right, so. Except of course how freaking hard it is, but that's the game. That's the point.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not. That's like going out in the rain complaining it's wet.
Yeah. And shoot, most of the time, like, the thing that bugs me about FTL is that I wish there was more. I wish there was, like, you finish the game, you're like, shoot, I was really enjoying that.
Like, can we do something after the mothership is dead?
Yeah, exactly. I want to continue the legend of my characters, but anyway, we're not here to talk about...
They weren't really meant to have legends, so...
Yeah, and that's what I want with our game, too. I want people to play the alpha and to, like, get to the last couple stages, and instead of saying, God, this game is so stupid hard, I hate it, I'd rather they say, this is stupid hard, I can't wait to build my character better. I can't wait to like advance myself to that point. Sean, get rid of that gun that's broken.
Making the game look bad. All right, so
it's just floating up on your head for some reason.
Yeah. Well, I think it's also the there's something weird where the length of the gun will move it up the body, so it's not even positioned like a normal gun would on directly on the back. It's weird.
All that was done to like make sure that it doesn't clip into the floor while you're walking.
Right, exactly.
Okay, originally, but it overcompensates.
If we just centered every single gun on your back, then yeah.
Then even normal guns would wind up in the floor.
Yeah.
So that there's a thing that's supposed to stop that, but with some of these mods, it just doesn't work out.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so being that people are now playing, how can they actually help with you guys during the alpha stage of development and into beta in the foreseeable future? How are you guys operating with that? How are they able to report bugs to you and things like that?
Okay.
I've been having a lot of success with Discord.
Yeah, we need to get the Discord link out there and make it more official for people to join.
Because like it was the other day when
yeah, so we have a link on the forums. I think what I'll do is let me make a note of that. Yeah, let me add Discord to the list of links that we have on the website. Why don't we just make that an official thing?
Okay. Spirit will enjoy this.
Yeah, there we go. We can make that the official, unofficial community. But that's one thing. Another is to go to the website projectnexus2.com and go to the forums. I know most of you are already aware of this, but in case you're not, we have a forum where people can go who have backed the game, who are currently playing it. We're discussing the game there. We're sharing ideas, but also there's a closed area for testers and for backers, where if you find bug reports, you are absolutely helping us to share your findings with us.
Yes.
We found all kinds of odd things we had no idea were the case, which really, honestly, makes Sean not look so bad in our eyes anymore, because he was the only one finding the bugs. Now he's not, and there's a bunch that he hasn't found.
He's no longer alone in destroying our game.
Yeah, now he's just failed us for not finding the bugs.
You haven't found enough.
So, you're fired. Hey, Sean, take if you haven't done it yet, because I know there's a delay, if anyone's not aware, between what we're saying and what we're seeing on the feed. Take your gun next time you can to the weapon station and mod that thing up. See what you can do.
Yeah, a few times.
Yeah, just so people can see, or store that one if you don't want to ruin your beautiful broken gun. Try a new one. Okay.
Now, just to also make this official, because we keep getting this question, are people allowed to post their if they are in the alpha, are they allowed to post videos or streams of them playing the game?
Yes, please.
Absolutely. Just be sure to mention which version of the alpha you're playing, be it 1.01, 1.02, etc. Because when they might mention the bugs that they run into, chances are we can address them in future builds.
Right, and right, exactly. We need to know what version you're on. We need to know what operating system you're running. You know, the platform is important.
Because good chances are we will watch your video or at least skim through it for the errors and opinions.
Yeah, and if you're just doing like videos for bug testing, that's one thing. If you're recording gameplay and monetizing it on your YouTube channel, that's fine.
Oh no, yeah, monetize away, have fun.
Yeah, make as much money off of this game as you can without selling actual physical copies of it to people, because that's naughty. We have our opinions about pirating. I mean, it's going to happen anyway. But you know, trying to sell the game, I don't think anyone's doing that anyway.
Right.
Mike, you might want to check the Kickstarter mailing list, because I don't think I received a email from you guys in terms of the alpha getting live.
It all went out. It was a mailing service that we used. So, Bill, what you might want to do is, are you using a Gmail account?
Oh no, I'm using a Hotmail account. The last Kickstarter email I received was in April, actually.
Yeah. Well, I also think that's the last time we did an update on Kickstarter. The email is not from Kickstarter though. The email is from Team Madness at ProjectNexus2.com.
Oh, okay. So you just need to open up a forum account, right? And
check to see also, Bill, if oh wait, no, you know what? Hold on, Bill. That's because you are a special circumstance. You didn't get the email.
Yeah, I checked the chat history, and somebody in the chat said that they didn't receive an email either. So I was just
as a heads up, if anybody, and I'll make an update about it as well, an email that goes out. But if anybody's using Gmail, check your, I think it's promotions tab. I forget how it is, but check your promotions tab. And I think that because we used a mass emailer, it went into that tab.
Yeah, there's a good chance that it won't spam because of that.
Yeah. So Sean is modifying his weapon right now. I should actually make it have a little minus $100 thing float up so you can see.
So you know you're losing money.
Or minus 50, I think is the cost.
It's $50.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, if you have a Gmail account and that's how you either registered for PayPal and that's how you back the game, or if that was your Kickstarter account is linked to a Gmail, check your promotions tab and it might be in there. I'll check to see if I got any like errors. Some people may have canceled their emails, but you know they'll have to reach us because otherwise I don't know how to get in touch with them.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So I guess to close up, how can people help? Yeah, post videos, go to the forums, and of course also, as most developers will say, tell your friends about the game and try to encourage them to back us on PayPal to try to purchase copies of the game. We'll talk about the options at the end, but it's over on ProjectNexus2.com. All the options are there, and they'll explain to you what level of access you'll get. Make sure you get the one if you want to play right now. Make sure you get the one that has the alpha access. That one comes with 2 keys. You share it with a friend, or just hold on to it for some other time if you want to. It's up to you. But yeah, make sure that your friends back if you have already backed. If you haven't, then you know we'll shamelessly ask for your help. And making certain that we stay funded for as long as possible, because once the money runs out, and we're living pretty tight here. But once the money runs out, then Matt has to go back to doing commission work, and that'll take up like 2/3 of his time every month. I will be in a slightly better place, I think, but I'm still going to have to find other ways of making money, or make up the time, basically do art stuff that Matt can't do. So basically, my time gets split between the stuff that I need to do and the stuff he needs to do. So we're basically at a point where we need to continue to get that funding. So right now we're not selling on Steam. It's still closed. Reason being, we need to make sure that we honor the closed nature of an alpha that we promised our Kickstarter backers and the beta that's going to come after this before we can make it an early access game on Steam. So
what's the little blood splats on top of the nerds?
Oh, that means they're objectives.
Oh, okay.
You have to kill them to complete a mission. I'm gonna make it smaller, and I think I might actually make it like a little thing under their feet instead.
Oh, okay.
I might. We'll see.
Now, speaking of not going to early access right now, what's your kind of roadmap for when beta and early access comes out, and what are some of the major features that are going to be on those milestones?
Well, the alpha is when you're going to see a lot of the major features that, well, I won't call them major features, but definitely game features that we've been talking a lot about that we haven't seen yet. I wrote down some of them. So I need physical shields in the game. Some level of dismemberment would be nice, but I can wait until beta for that. Or at least like push that for a little bit later. Because we need more gameplay stuff before we need pizzazz and detail. Throwing weapons need to be in the game, so that the acrobatic skill slowly becomes complete. There's a couple of things that we need where you interact with the environment, like all the parkour type stuff, like climbing walls and that kind of crap, leaping over obstacles. We need that in the game as well. Let me see. I wonder how we do that. Maybe if you're next to it and you press dodge, you'll jump it.
That's what
It'll count as a dodge while you do it, but
some games do it like if you're sprinting towards it and you touch it, and it just sort of happens.
yeah, I was thinking about that too. That way you can, if you're standing next to a crate or something, you can just dash out, like fly over it. But I'd hate to make you dash over it when you meant to like do cover instead.
Right.
So I don't figure it out. But
like, dash towards cover and then accidentally over it.
We're also going to do deployables. A lot of games have this. You'll see, like in Halo, you can like deploy a shield. You need engineers to be able to have a briefcase and then place that briefcase and turn it into an active like cover that they can create.
Some people might remember that I had put a deployable shield like unfolding animation online.
Yeah, we'll have to replace that game through thing. With,
the graffiti absolutely needs to change.
Yeah, we got a mine chamber on. We can design
10 minutes.
So, that's just a couple of examples of things that need to be introduced. Also, Sean, do you like the bars when you're interacting with stuff? If it's something that'll go away, then it will turn red.
Time.
Sean, a heavy-handed keyboard. His hand.
Yeah. Keyboard is loud.
I'm not an expert, but generally speaking, weapons are more effective when you're holding them than they are, halfway across the room.
I think,
there you are.
Yeah, when you're trying to throw something, though, aim a bit beyond the enemy so that you can actually throw straight. I remember you guys saying that if you aim too close, it flies across the map or something.
Yeah, I need to basically, what it does is he aims like really high up, and let me put that on my bug list right now. That's been on there for a while, but I kind of glossed over it. If you aim right in front of you, he like aims way up at the sky. That's just a bug. I have to fix that.
Okay, so with what's happening in the next little while as far as the roadmap, is there anything you guys are looking forward to the players trying out, whether it's short term or the long term?
Matt, do you want to field this one?
I was going to say just more maps, and I'm really curious to just watch them find errors, especially as we smooth out like the whole difficulty curve, which I feel like is pretty on point, but it's just like the amount of grind at certain areas we want to make a little more evenly done, so that you don't find yourself at some spots of the climb longer than you do others.
Yeah, testing late game tends to be a little bit more difficult, but because every time we release like new AI changes, we have to go back in and start from the beginning to see that the training room and the abandoned outposts.
Yeah, like what happened to the behavior of these guys as a result of.
Yeah. Did you like that answer, Meth? Was that a good one?
Yeah, I'm stewing over it because it was so profound.
I'm not very good at answers, so you can tell me if it was bad. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It was Matt. We're gonna have to talk about this later.
Yeah, Matt, sorry, you're off the screen.
We can never show your face again. Has there been any highlights as far as the actual process of interacting with the community, in particular the testers, on finding bugs or talking with them on Discord that has been kind of a highlight for you now that Alpha's out?
Well, like yesterday, who was that one guy, Trevor 70, who helped us find the bug with the random gear that would break the inventory for your hirelings, because the hirelings can be they could be spawned in with anything. So he and a few others found that it was the Sleepwalker gear. Anytime a hireling spawned with that and you tried to interact with his gear, it would crash up the.
And it was a simple.
It was just a collider missing.
Yeah, just a little detail, a component on one of the objects was just wasn't there.
Brush, and it's good.
Yeah, quick fix, and it'll be in the next update.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, they found a couple other too. Oh yeah, you could bring a grenade launcher back to the home base and wreck up all your teammates, and they won't fight back because they're not supposed to.
Yeah. I will make the headquarters guys invincible, though. I know that the quartermaster and the shopkeeper, or he is the shop, and the pilot both invincible.
Is ragdolling still in the game?
What's that?
Is ragdolling still in the game?
Of course.
Oh, absolutely.
You can't, right now it's a developer tool. You can't press K in the game to just go ragdoll. But I mean, you will still ragdoll. If Sean buys the Sparta kick thing, he can.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
You still got to.
Sean, do these guys feel tougher, or what is the difficulty you're on?
Well, you're also using. It looks like you have like no skill with that bat. You might want to pick up something lighter. Oh.
Start throwing things at him.
I want to lighten up on the number of them I put in the map.
Yeah, we could make them a little bit like I do like berserkers. I like that they just keep swinging like crazy. That's
they're wonderful. It's but 3 at a time is a little ridiculous.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
We were talking a lot about like how we wanted to make it more grunts and then just pepper in the special units so that like you could use the grunts to like keep momentum up.
But then again, the problem comes in where like let's say 3 grunts and a berserker come in, you kill the grunts first because they're easier.
Right.
Then you got a berserker. Then another squad of 3 grunts and a berserker come in. You now got 2. Then you kill the grunts because they're easier, and continue on that way.
You could also make it so that you have some options, like maybe a perfect block against a melee attack will be a parry that might disarm an enemy or stun an enemy, because then multiple enemies coming at you with melee all at once isn't necessarily a death sentence. It just makes you feel like a badass.
I think
there is a counter ability.
That's in it already.
Yeah, but it's a late game skill. I think what Anthony's mentioning is something a little earlier, where the late game skill improves that, but you still have some sort of capability.
Yeah.
As far as you guys goes, was there any sort of surprising finds that some of the testers have found so far, or changes that they wanted to make? They weren't maybe not aware of.
The grenade launcher. Because like the locker that held it like wouldn't open all the way, so like you really had to mash Q and E together to get it out of there.
Which one has it?
It was in the facility in the storeroom.
Okay.
But it was next to one of the shelves. So when you tried to open it, it just couldn't. So it closed again.
Yeah.
But if you did it really quick, you could get it out of there and then bring it home. And
I like it. It's a cute little find.
yeah.
I could make it so there's some weapons that when they spawn in a locker, we'd have to use the event system once that's done. But we could make it so weapon spawns in a locker, but it'll never spawn again once you picked it up. Using that like worlds change thing.
Oh, right.
It's like found item facility _1, and then like once you picked up that weapon, it's like gone from that locker forever.
Right.
So like individual independent drops.
I'm really happy with those executions.
Yeah, Matt's working on some new executions. He's posted on Twitter.
Right, Swain is deigned to allow me to make it so that I can have the guy who commits the execution wind up in a different spot at the end of it, so that's opening things up for me.
Yeah, like it's tough getting it so that when that happens, there's reasons why that's a difficult task. But ever since I updated the ragdoll so that when you come out of ragdoll, there's a lot of smoothing. It doesn't just snap to the animation. Since I compensated for that, it's been in my mind that it's possible to get that to work a little bit better. So making that adaptation sometime. Oh, did you win?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's looking pretty bad 30 seconds ago from you.
30 seconds ago, you're not looking so hot. It's a good thing that the ranged weapons are now like taken down a notch.
Yeah, otherwise that guy with the gun would have.
Yeah.
And it's actually
get to the execution. That's like kind of your bread and butter.
Yeah.
Especially with these armored guys, just stun them and execute them.
I'm actually a little surprised about how many of the testers right now are saying that the game, since you made that fix for enemy accuracy, are now saying the game's a little too easy.
They won't say that once the armor fix is in.
Ooh, okay.
Oh boy.
We're having a difficult time with the berserkers because they wear a pretty good amount of armor.
Yeah.
I believe that mask gives them like 6 or something, which before was negligible, but now it's significant.
Yeah, hits from the front are just stupid against them.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be a balancing act. I can slowly tweak everything in a direction that makes it. Your guy doesn't even have range skill, does he?
Yeah, I saw him holding that.
Yeah, and sideways like a jerk.
Look at all that firearm skill you have. You can do it.
Yeah, you can buy Core 1.
Why isn't he doing it? Is it just to bug us?
I think the best skill you're going to get in the beginning is a sweet spot. That's going to help a lot.
Yeah, sweet spot immediately makes your character do proper critical damage against people.
That and the higher your core level is for firearms, the more magazines you start with.
Yeah, you'll have more ammo to start, which is great.
And I like how, like, at first we were really skittish about giving them more than 2 or 3, but then we realized as long as these missions can be, even at only 3 or 4 minutes, having 400 or 500 bullets isn't really that much of an advantage. Yeah. It just feels kind of...
You guys also mentioned about adding ammo packs or something after each round?
Oh yeah, some items will have the ability to increase the ammo that you carry.
What I'd like is for certain garments to like imbue you with the ability, like certain abilities or attributes, like the ammo belts that you carry. You probably noticed the very large one on your back would give you like plus 200% ammo. The small ones around your waist like plus 75% ammo, that sort of thing. I'd like for Hank's gloves to like give you plus 1 damage to unarmed strikes, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, like, we could get crazy with it, like making shock gloves and, you know, active armor and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
but that's all on my wish list that I don't want to show Swain because he's really busy.
But it's all stuff that I'd love to see in the game, and I think that armor should do more for you than just protect you from a certain direction for a certain value. I think there needs to be more to it than that.
Yeah, and we could start with ammo packs giving you more ammo.
Yeah.
And then from there, like I said, we move on to gloves and see if we can't make armor like hurt people as they touch you.
Yeah, and then we can start giving different ammo types armor piercing to kind of ignore the benefit that armor gives.
It's kind of like item rarity, though. You know, like white common items versus blue, purplish, and orange legendary items or something.
Yeah, we could absolutely have things that you like armor you modify, and when you do, it gets certain benefits. Totally do that. Like freaking microfiber weave or something, or ceramic like plates or something.
Nanomachines, son.
Yeah, nanomachines, son.
Nanomachines.
Surprised I haven't made that into an armor. Oh right, copyrights.
But we can put that in the description.
Looking at micro machines.
Microbots. The
strong arm.
Microbots.
So anyway, well, where should we go from here? We're watching Sean play. We're talking about development. I love every one of these Q&A things always turns into us looking at the game, seeing what's broken, and just fixing more crap.
Yeah,
I was about to say it's highly entertaining to see your guys' background process for some of these things, because for others who haven't either listened to the ones in the past, they always talk like this. It's always mentioning something and then immediately going back to the actual game design. Michael and Matt have been putting a hell of a lot of time into the game, and I think pretty much dedicating most of their waking hours to it. And it's always getting some sort of progress done. And you're seeing the polish that they've been able to put in on the screen in front of you now, and it's a hell of a job. Some people are now are saying on the Discord at least that they're playing 15 plus hours of the game, and we've just been in the arena section so far, so they've done a hell of a job trying to get it at least this far. There's been a few questions, and actually this has posted on the website, and I think it's relative overall because I think it's one of the bigger problems right now. What are you guys experiencing as far as performance go? Because a few people have been being hit on certain maps.
I was gonna make a joke like, well, that's between me and my girlfriend. Performance jokes, we got them. But I won't say it in a minute. So when you say performance, are you talking about like general graphic settings and speed? Are we talking about
frames per second and the game dipping down after about 2 hours of play?
Does it actually do that?
For some of the maps, yes. I think.
Well, if it's taking
Nexus
you 2 hours
project?
to play a map, then I think you deserve to.
Oh no, I just meant overall. They you play for about 2 hours and then play on the Outbreak and Nexus projects, and the game for some users are slowing down to like 5.
Oh
10
well,
frames
there was an issue with
Outbreak had an issue, very much so.
with zombie jibbing. Outbreak has got some kind of an issue, and I don't know if it's fixed for the most recent one that everybody has.
We took the old college try at it.
Yeah, let me check. I have patch notes here. Zombies made easier. Yeah, okay. So that was an issue that was put in. I made it so zombies in the version that everybody else has right now that's out on Steam. Zombies would I had noticed that they weren't blowing pieces off of them when you shoot them. They're the only units in the game right now that as you shoot them, pieces fly off, but they're still alive. Otherwise, jibbing should only happen on an enemy when he is dead, when you kill him. Otherwise, a little blood splat appears. So the problem with that was that it was creating too many jibs, and they weren't counted as debris. Which, if you go to your options menu in the main menu, like the title menu, you can see there's a bar to adjust how many debris you can have in the game. Jibs weren't counted as that, so they would just
literally pile up infinite.
Yeah, they could be infinite, and that was one of the things that was really like slowing down the game.
I have a pretty powerful computer back at my house, and it was doing me problems at home, so I brought that to explain.
Right. So now one thing I've done is actually let me make sure there's as we're talking about this. One thing I did was I made it so that Jibs, as they hit the ground, will go to sleep, which is a big thing in physics. It stops calculating physics.
Right. No more brushing around.
Yeah, that's one of the things, and the other one is they are, in theory, they should limit now based on the number of debris that you're allowed to have.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be it. I'm going to double check this really quickly just to make sure. But
as for the Nexus projects, I put that map together in kind of a poor way. It was like an ambitious map when I had put it together, and I really could have done a lot of things better, especially because like I can't figure out, like, or maybe I just keep doing it wrong, how the rain is coming through in one of the rooms. So there is a lot of tidying up I need to do around there in order to maybe stifle some of these performance issues.
Yeah. Outbreak should feel better. We'll see if Facility is suffering from something similar. But,
yeah, I like Outbreak too much to that suffer.
Yeah, and what's weird is that in Unity, like in Flash, when we made this game in Flash, originally for the first game, like when you travel between scenes, like if you're in one mission and you leave the mission, you go to another mission, there's no like hard wipe of all data. In Unity, it's a lot cleaner about localized stuff. Like let's say that, for example, every time you shoot a bullet, the game doesn't remove the bullet. Maybe the bullet stops, the bullet still exists in space somewhere. Eventually, having a lot of objects that don't really matter, but are still like, you know,
accounted for in some way.
Yeah, they exist.
They have to be looked over while they're looking for other bullets.
Yeah, and it may not be much, but it accumulates when there's thousands of bullets on the screen. Like, well, not on the screen, but that exist in the map. Even if that happens, if you switch to another stage, those bullets cease to exist. That's one of the good things about Unity is it's hard to just delete everything. You can set it so things don't delete, but by default, everything does. And I think currently we don't do that to anything, except for the sound that plays when the helicopter goes from the headquarters to a stage. That's the only time that happens.
Something's with it during that dark scene.
Yeah. That's the only time. And so besides that, there's nothing that should carry over. So people, basically, the longer the game runs, there shouldn't be anything that's just accumulating. But you know,
I'll give it a 2-hour shot tonight and just record my own findings.
Yeah, I've left the game on overnight before, and like I come back and it's fine. I know that's not a thing. It's not because the game is running, but oftentimes as you go through stages and things are created, sometimes stuff changes. But that shouldn't be the case. I don't know.
Matt, I'm gonna ask you specifically, what's it been like actually creating some of these levels, both some things that are interesting or difficulties that you've had with it?
Oh, well, like the whole thing 100% has just been a weird learning experience because it's not like, you know, animating madness or even putting together the, well, quote-unquote maps for Project Nexus 1, which were essentially just rectangles or some variation thereof. So, like, while I got the freedom to, you know, move forward and backward in space, like, I started learning that maybe sometimes I shouldn't do that. Like, the room up to Sean's upper left, I think it is, well, that's 30 seconds ago. The room that's shaped something like it's got, like, that diagonal door. Like, I don't like at all how that looks. Mostly also, like, learning how to decorate things in such a way that doesn't, like, clutter up the map really bad. You'll notice in earlier maps that, like, the decorations were done in a very haphazard way.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, Rooftops was one of my first maps that I was really proud of because it was, like, concise. You know, it wasn't too cluttery. It flowed pretty good. At least I thought so. The only improvement I can think to make on that is to make the door more visible on the upper floors. I've had users, like, come to me on Steam, like, wondering where the password was, and I say indoors upstairs, and they don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, right. That's something about doors that I'm going to have to mess with, is when a door is obstructed because it's sideways to the camera. Once it's perpendicular, it's very hard to see that that's even an option. So I need to do something that determines when that's the case on a door to indicate that it's there.
Or I could just add that to, like, you know, the whole bank of knowledge I have about trying to put together maps and never do that, or never allow that to happen. Like, the very first map I think I put together, the real one was like industrial sector, and we didn't see a whole lot of that, but boy, I didn't know much of anything about maps then.
Actually, you know what? Once I have camera points set up, that reminds me, we can put camera points in the, like, when you're in the abandoned outpost rooftops, and the left top sides where the doors are, right? So, you know what I'm talking about. I could put a camera point there with a range and have it visually represented, kind of like audio is from Fmod in Unity. I can create it so you see a sphere, and as you get closer to it, the camera will start to like
rotate.
Yeah, it'll come up with a blend between where it wants to be and where the camera point is telling it to be, including any camera points that it currently is within the range of.
Now I could really use something like that.
Yeah, so we can actually have a point towards it, and like it'll like sweep over, so you can always see the door.
Yeah.
Which I want that shit for alleyways when you're in it, so it keeps you locked here.
Right,
And then as soon as you're out of the alleyway, it's like bam, the camera will now swivel and follow you.
No, like because right now I'm working on a one of the story mode maps, like the very first story mode map, and I'm glad I tackled these last because I'm bringing with me like all this like know-how that I put together, and it's that gas station people might have seen on Twitter that I was posting about.
Freaking love that. I love
it's the M art. It's freaking dumb. I love it.
Yeah.
But like, it's like after that mark, there's like a ways of road that you have to walk across, and then an intersection. And if I could use these camera points correctly, like you could just turn and walk up to it and like get to your next objective. Because this whole map that I'm putting together is like an overworld map where you move objective to objective to objective, and then of course, since it's an overworld map, you can like go back and play an old mission.
Yeah.
Very much in that kind of small open world. Because while I'm a fan of open worlds, like too much consistency, so.
It's a lot of typing noises.
Am I getting better at answers?
Matt, I'm so proud of you. We're gonna
Oh, God.
9 gig
I
growth
thrive on
star.
positive reinforcement.
Speaking
Matt,
of
you are
Sean,
now allowed to stay on the team.
I read in the chat a little earlier that is your microphone on, Sean? Can people hear you? Okay. Because I know you're recording computer sounds, so everybody can hear us through Skype and also the game, I think.
Yeah, if we did that.
I mean, let's just ask chat now. Can you guys hear Sean right now?
Yeah.
Like when he talks.
Maybe, if you wanna. Okay, yeah, they're pretty much saying that they can't hear you. I thought that was on purpose so that they wouldn't hear the keyboard, but... Well, I also asked them on the... I chatted it. It seems like they haven't heard you the whole time. And no, if you fixed it, then you fixed it. Anyway...
To be fair, they also haven't heard the keyboard, so...
Yeah, that's true. Once you guys hear the... So okay. So what else do we need to know? Do we want to do any questions about the alpha, specific to like things people are wondering specifically?
Oh, right. Good. I gathered questions. Yes, this was a thing. I didn't get the name of this, but will the arena from the first game return as a arena map for the sequel?
I believe we have it planned that you walk through there in story mode.
Ooh, okay.
You walk through like a destroyed neglected version of that.
Right, because this is very separated from the arena mode from Nexus 1.
Yeah.
At least canonically.
And your for those who haven't seen the other podcasts, you're going to have somewhat of story elements within arena mode. It's going to be almost its own separate campaign done in a different style than your actual campaign mode.
Right. It's self-contained, and it's like in the same kind of universe and like around the same time that the story mode takes place. But like it's separated from, and it doesn't really do a whole lot of intertwining. You don't need to play it to get the story, and vice versa. So like they're isolated from each other and enjoyable as that. But I got off track there. But like that's more or less it.
Yeah. I was checking out the wiki for because I forget the name of the arena guy from Project Nexus 1. I thought
it was a bunch of numbers and
it
letters.
was like VP1 or something like that.
Yeah.
Will there be cutscenes within arena within this campaign within arena mode, or how are you going to deliver some of this information?
Well, like every arena mode like that you go into, like the little missions, like they'll progress and like they'll progress and lead towards things. Something we have in mind is like every couple of missions, like you're working towards some manner of boss or like ultimate goal, and then you accomplish that, and they're like, oh, we've got something new for you to do, and that like it's sort of a way to explain and convey the reason why things are unlocking for you. So like, hey, we're tracking down this big bad, you know, like, but first we have to do this, and then we have to do that, and then we have to go break into his place, and then, you know, essentially like just a very compartmentalized version of the story mode, and then you could play every mission over and over again at will at any difficulty, you know, for giggles. So.
Mm-hmm. Do you see during the game development that you would take down any of the content in Arena if you don't feel like it fits in with the game after testing, or is the content you're putting into things like Arena, Story, Zed mode going to stay, and you're only showing us because at that point it's kind of guaranteed?
I don't know. I think. Well, I mean, we'll before we like say, okay, people don't like this stage, let's remove it. I'd rather not do that because
no.
You know, have the option.
I'd rather improve and fix them. Because like I've heard complaints about like, you know, Club Advent, and I got ideas about how to like repair that, and most of them came from the community. But like I feel like it, you know, I don't like taking things out unless they're just like atrociously broken, and I don't think at this point we've put anything like that into the game, you know, as small as it is.
Yeah, right, exactly. That pretty much encompasses what I think we would do. Is if there are issues with a stage, or it's like it's falling out of touch with what we think the arena mode ought to be, I'd rather touch it up and fix it.
Like just repurpose the dang thing.
Yeah. Like I have some issues with the length of facility and apartments as it is now, because all it is right now is a wave-based game where guys just come in. You can stand in one room and just hang there.
Yeah, that's my problem with facility and with those direct too.
Right.
Because like I'd also, once the event system is fixed up and in my hands, I have plans for the apartments such that like instead of just like going, you know, and doing these, you know, entire mission or stage-wide objectives and just hoping to hell you get them all done before you kill everybody.
Yeah.
To have people just kind of like continuously flow at you while you get them done, but have the mission or have the objectives made in such a way that you have to go, you know, from the top floor to the bottom floor to the basement, and then you're done.
It would be very, very interesting if, like, at the very end of the apartments, because it does have sort of a linear path.
Mm-hmm.
If at the very end in like the basement area, if there was like some special item or like a loot drop or something, and the whole point of getting there, like all the doors are locked and you have to complete objectives as you go.
Oh yeah.
To open up.
I want that
further.
double dragon brawler kind of thing to happen.
Yeah. And of course it'll get more complicated as you advance through. But of course the waves are the timer, and once you've destroyed all the enemies, you've destroyed all the enemies, and they call you back.
Oh, look who found the Still Striker.
Yeah.
Well, I mean the Nevadian Blaster.
Boom, boom, boom.
We're taking them all down.
This thing is actually using 12 gauge instead of 410, so it's overpowered.
I hope you guys like our VR guys.
I freaking love these things.
The thing is, like,
such
at first I thought it was kind of a silly idea, and then once I saw him running around and making the noises that Devin really knocked out of the park.
Yeah, whoa!
Yeah, I love that. And then, of course, with the little commentary Swain put in there, I was just like, no, these guys are wonderful.
Yeah, which one do you like? Have you seen all of them yet? Like the
things they say.
Yeah, like the green guys are very like computational. They're like assessing risk and that kind of thing. But the
yellow guys are just numbskulls.
Yeah, the yellow guys are like elite gamers. They're like new packs. No scope.
Yeah.
What the fuck, Griefer?
Yeah, that guy just goes noob hammer.
Yeah, and I think I like the red
Hacker.
one the most. I like the red one the most.
He goes a griefer.
The red guy I like the most because he just like makes emotes at you.
Yeah,
like,
he's
cat face and
he's inspired by Kevin Spacey's character Gertie from Moon. Like he just has these like happy faces and emotes and stuff. he just talks to you in like stupid like chibi eye freaking emotes and stuff.
Yeah,
especially when he's killing you.
If the font handled it, I'd like him to have like Lenny face and stuff like that, but I don't think they
The yellow guy goes, stop! SCHHB.
Yeah.
And I think my favorite is when he kills you, he just goes, LOL! RFLMO!
I think he does say stuff like owned when he watches his friend die, too.
Yeah, he goes owned when you, or see you at spawn.
Yeah. Buying Gia.
Yeah.
I like memes.
Yeah, we love our memes.
Oh, I like that when you're playing the Mac version of them, they look more grainy and more VR-like.
We ought to start a topic, by the way, in the forums for, well, where else? But we should start a topic to get people to think that the dudes can say. And we'll in the topic we'll post the categories, and people can just like post what they think that the dude should say, and we'll
Right. Like,
we'll like include it in the game if we like
like
it.
everyone, bandits, this, that, and the other. And the bandits are very much like you'd expect the Fallout bandits or any sort of Wastelander bandit, because that's what they are. They're
Right.
They live in the dirt and they murder people for shiny things.
Exactly. Reporting
You could probably create a system where all these lines in, you just are able to copy and paste them, and then they're automatically added to a random counter that you can say.
We could have thousands of things per category.
We just kind of have to go through and make sure no one drops N bombs.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah. I mean, we will deliberately not add the ones that are freaking retarded, but we will put, or that will get us in terrible trouble.
Just make that. Actually, we can just do that and make it like super open with some word filters, and like the yellow ones will say literally anything.
Yeah. Oh, why don't I put? All right, I don't have like the emotes for like they just got their like vocabulary or like profanity filter kicked in.
Right.
So like you blank 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 something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they're not swearing because their mom might see.
I have to add one now where he's like, my friend's a mod, or my friend's admin.
My dad works at Nintendo.
My dad, yeah. Be that kid. Yeah, well, the yellow guy is kind of that kid, so.
Well, being that it sounds like you're being so integrated with the community and the responses. What do you guys feel will be the extent of that influence the community will have on the game, and where you're kind of drawing the line as in we're going to create the game this way, or this feature, or this is the story we're going to tell? How are you trying to balance that out?
Well, they're certainly not going to tell us how to write the story because we already did that. But like, it's mostly like what I'd rather see or what I don't like seeing. That's the stuff that I like. Like hearing from everybody, along with bug reports, of course. But like when someone says like, you know what I'd like to see in this game, or why aren't there more of this? I'd like a mission where I can do that. And if it hadn't occurred to me by that point, of course that's why they're bringing it up. I would, probably try and jump all over that if it would seem like a good enough idea. Stuff we'd like to try and avoid is just like outright goofy silliness, like meme lording that bad.
Yeah. This one character, the one training guy, that's appropriate because that's like who he is.
Yeah, it's just this isolated.
It's ironic.
It's like this broken little AI construct. You expect that. I don't want to turn this thing into just like meme lands. Walking along and it's just one funny joke after another.
Mm-hmm.
Meme lands.
Fair enough. Speaking of which, is there going to be any kind of way to include content later on in development, whether that's player items or maps?
You mean
like items players can create, or modders can
like
create?
workshop stuff?
Yeah.
I know that's something we want to do in the end game, but when you bring that up, I know that there's like 20 or 30 backers who get to contact us and like have something of theirs like deliberately put in the game, be it like a character outfit or something to that effect.
Yeah.
Something very much like personalized, not just like, hey, I want to see a P90 with a big goofy looking bayonet on it, but like no, something more personal.
Sean, should enemies slow down in general, do you think? Or are they fine?
What, as in walking, running?
Yeah, just moving.
Yeah, just their overall speed.
Move speed. Also, because I noticed a lot of them will choose to sprint at you to catch up with you, but...
even when you're stationary, which is kind of a problem when you're...
I think the overall speed seems fine. Maybe when they're maybe always sprinting at you could probably be stopped. But I find it far more annoying when they gang up on you, especially in small places, even when they have long-range weapons, which tends to be a problem.
It should be mostly okay now with the ranged weapon fix, especially people are saying it's easy. Oh, by the way, Sean, are you having lag issues with the stream or with the game?
Lag issues.
Okay, all right. So your game is fine. It's just recording slowly. Like it's getting a little bit jumpy, but for posterity, people watching this, it seems that Sean's game's running fine. It's just recording weird.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The overall performance I think I've found in the game has been very, very good. Now, granted, I have a big rig, but I've heard a lot of people who have like older graphics cards or things like that have still been able to play the game mostly fine. I think there was a few graphical errors, but
Yeah, I like having my little toaster laptop around so that I can play the game and see what kind of like we could expect out of a quote-unquote low-end game.
Yeah.
I mean, it can play Skyrim on low, and I guess that counts as low-end these days.
mhm.
I have an even like weaker one back at my parents' place I could go dig up. It still has XP on it.
Oh, I was about to ask.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's amazing. It only has like 3 gigabytes of RAM.
Well, if that can use
Oh,
XP, man, then or if this game can run on an XP rig, I think you're good for having the most amount of people able to play the game.
Yeah.
I think my old 2003 computer with running Windows 98 somewhere in China. I'm gonna dig it up.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. We have the Mac version is up on Steam, by the way, guys. Anybody who's a Mac player, we're having trouble with anti-aliasing apparently, but at least it's playable.
It sure is a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's playable. It's fine. It's I don't really see any much lagging issues from the 2011 Mac that I used.
Yeah, I feel like anybody who's playing it on a Mac, they know what they're getting into. if they wanted to play it on high quality, they wouldn't have done.
Speaking of the quality and graphics, when will you be adding a more robust graphics setting options, or just
Oh, you need
settings
to add
in
more
general?
stuff, add more
Yeah.
quality to it.
Or like reduce the quality to ridiculous.
Yeah, like putting like anti-aliasing, shadow quality, like those types
Well, I
of
mean-
toggles.
Anti-aliasing. Oh, you mean just like to be able to toggle certain things?
Yes, exactly.
That I want to add about the same time as we do built-in keyboard key bindings and stuff.
Yeah, because I know I want to rebind the keys, but of course by the time it's integrated, I'll be used to how it is now. So
Yeah.
I think that's Swain's way of winning the argument.
Oh, do you have any idea on what stage of development you want that in? Is it a short-term thing, long-term beta?
I don't know. I'm
my
making
best,
some
my
notes of it
best
now.
guess it would be like after Arena is like running like a clean engine, and I've moved on to completely just devoting myself to story mode things. By that point, I would only imagine that Swain would have something resembling freedom, so that he could do something like that. What would you?
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. We're still creating the lists of all the full features that we still need to complete in order to consider the alpha finished. I like knowing that we're almost there.
Yeah, it was extremely nice to like get feedback from people playing the game and fix bugs on the fly. Like have them tell us, the inventory breaks when this happens. I'm like, oh my god, I can fix that.
Yeah.
Stuff like that was really, really nice. Because Sean didn't find it.
Excuse me.
all Sean seems to find are those damn hot dogs. Which are there any hot dogs in the level? I've looked and I couldn't find any.
In which one?
And
All
are we
of
still
them.
on? I tried to put one on every one. The training levels do not have hot dogs because I
Okay.
don't get one for training.
There's no one there to eat them.
Yeah, it's all just holograms, and they can't. They just go right to the floor.
There is no train. Only
I do
two.
believe just about every map has a hot dog in it.
I
Sean,
don't know
do
if
you
there's one
find
on
it easier to
Outpost.
execute dudes now?
Huh?
Do you find it easier to execute guys?
I guess I don't.
I made
Yeah,
some
what's-
changes. Originally, you would like pistol whip somebody or like bash them in combat, and you're already jamming on your attacks. So your character's like getting ready for his next move, so you wouldn't be able to cancel out to do any kind of execution. But now, if somebody is stunned, if they get stunned and dizzied, and you press E, like you can just jam on E, and basically like even if you're starting to go into your next attack, you can cancel out of the attack to execute always, so long as you haven't done the actual swing for the next move. So like if you're already swinging into the next attack, you can't do it, but if you're transitioning into the next attack, you can still do it, so there's like a window. Also, you can cancel out of most,
Sweet executions.
yeah, I love it.
Except for that was probably the most boring one.
Which one was it, the throw on the ground?
No, just one where he stabs him up to the chin.
Oh.
It looks like just a regular attack in slow motion.
Right.
So like, yeah, there are executions I don't like, but Swain talked me out of a rate.
Is
pointing them out.
after doing an execution, my dude runs really fast. Is that a deliberate thing?
Yeah, that's part of having the frenzy thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You get that from an executioner killing like 3 guys in so many seconds. I can't.
Yeah, I think once your combo gets to like 12 or 15, maybe it's 10. I forget.
Yeah, then you're just gotta kill fast. Someone actually set me Sonic crossover Hank fan art. Just gotta kill fast.
Yeah.
Gotta murder fast.
Hey, that body disappeared.
All right, I'm gonna start going through some more of the questions that are appearing. I'm sorry, I've been trying to collect them as you guys have been scrolling, but unfortunately, because everyone's posting so quickly, I've missed quite a few of them. But we'll try to get through the ones that we have here. I'm wondering whether there'll be a thing that will make our characters a mag agent or something similar. I think you want talking about legendary trees.
Yeah, there's going to be a legendary tree that allows your character to grow in size. You'll never be like Mag Agent Torture size or Mag Bandit size, but
that would just mess up the game.
Yeah, but almost Golem size maybe. Like you will have the chance to get a little bit bigger.
We were thinking like 1 1/4 size, which is substantial in this game. I don't know if you guys saw like screenshots with the golems on, but that is, it comes with a massive power increase. Blah blah blah. So.
Hey Sean, after this, play the outbreak zone. See if this version runs very quickly for you.
Okay.
We made zombies a lot easier to kill.
Right, you'll be chewing through them like.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Oh, I love that one.
Soldiers are kicking my ass.
Freaking weapon went up there. We got hit so hard.
Did it again.
Shit.
Were you when you designed some of these executions, did you play the new Doom game? Or was that only after?
I think I started playing like a month or 2 ago. I can't remember.
I think these executions were in before you did that. But, but they've given us ideas for new ones.
Well, it taught me to. Well, I knew before again Doom because I was doing executions before. That slower or quicker is better. Some of the executions that I did like to begin with took like a full of 2 seconds and beyond, and as cool and theatric as they were, it just brought the gameplay to a halt and was my biggest pet peeve with games that have executions.
Yeah.
Especially like if you take a game like Splatterhouse, like I love that game, but like you walk into a room and there's like 8 guys you have to execute, and you're just like, oh my god, I have to watch that execution 8 times.
Yeah.
And like I'd like to avoid that, because even if you do have to execute 8 guys, at least it'll be like a quick neck break and it'll probably be different every time.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, in my free time, I'll just throw in another execution. We're up to like 25 now, between your unarmed and armed.
Okay, speaking of executions, Templar asks, will there be a middle mouse click nerf? It seems to be a trump card for pretty much all enemies at the moment, and it's super easy to just execute them.
You mean as far as like pistol whipping and whatnot?
Yeah,
basically stunning them so you can get them into an execution state.
Well, I mean that is the point of the pistol whip, is to end the tunnel strike.
Bring in the stun. Instead of nerfing it, I'd like to just make everything else harder. Like put more people on the screen against you.
Because it's not a very powerful attack. It doesn't do a lot of damage. But it's only really effective if the person is in a melee attack.
Which yeah.
But with something, we were talking about Doom before, usually you have to do enough damage to them before it's stun. It feels like a lot of the weaker enemies, you can just walk up to them and the first thing you do is pistol whip them, and then they're
good.
They're grunts. I mean, it should be as easy as reaching in and eating popcorn.
Yeah, I love the idea of being able to execute everybody that way. Get back some tack bar and
Right. And then these zombies are of course unexecutable.
Because they can't dizzy, so you can't.
You stick them on the end of a sword, he just eats you. So don't do that.
It would be pretty funny if trying to execute them caused you to get
you run him through and he just bites your face.
Yeah, it's a reverse execution. Like you press on him and he runs the execution.
Yeah.
Will you start creating different types of zombies to add a little variety, like faster ones or slower ones, or do you feel like the game?
A flashback to a year ago. We've talked about this once upon a time.
We've talked about a lot of these questions, but because it's new people, like
I'd rather just make new enemy types, like work on the abominations, making them distinct, the sleepwalkers, because I don't want to just like cut and paste their behaviors from Nexus 1. I got to make them a little more fun.
Yeah.
Like they got their little simian runs and stuff like that. I love that.
Yeah, abominations are if anyone's familiar with 1.5 of the first game, Project Nexus, the first game. They're like these just really mad, angry red-skinned zombie types.
Mhm.
They don't reproduce people, like they don't bite you and turn you into a zombie, like kind of like what happened in the first game. But because they didn't do it there either. But like the zombies in the game did that abominations don't. They're an example of what a zombie is, just on crack, like on freaking on crank.
Just nuts.
Yeah.
And it's really exciting to like get into, because like, you know, the story's gonna like really revolve around these guys, and
Yeah.
well, sleepwalkers too, and blah blah blah. So
Sean seems to have a lot of ammo.
yeah, there's something wrong with the Nevadian blaster.
I'm not complaining. I need a lot of ammo for this.
Yeah, I know that you're doing pretty well.
I do notice the frame drops when it generates the gibs when you shoot them though. Like it would stop for like a frame.
Really? Okay, let me make a note of that.
Well, it's like seven bullets hitting at once, so there's
That's
something.
true, yeah.
Oh yeah. I think it might be the shotgun.
But not sure what would happen if you use like an SMG or something. So you'll be unloading clips into like a large group.
Someone may have brought you a pistol to test with.
All right, I'll move on to the next question. Ooh, I can't actually spell the name because I feel like it's using Russian letters. But they ask, will there be possibly co-op in the future? Whether that's online or local.
Well, online, that's going to be something that if we ever do it, it's going to be way down the line. For right now, I need to do a little bit of revamping of how the character like system works, where it's an enemy versus a player. And once I do that, it'll be very easy to assign player control mappings to individual dudes. And then just like let people control guys. It would be as easy as that. Because right now the AI is just a series of things that the computer decides to do to press buttons on a fake keyboard that exists for them. Also, it sometimes circumvents that and just runs the attacks and runs the dodges. But when it's a player, the only way you dodge is by inputting a key. All we have to do then is make it so that two guys, after I do the revamping, it'll take me a couple days to do, but it shouldn't be too hard. All we have to do is make it so that this guy doesn't move unless the keyboard tells him to do it, and this guy doesn't move unless the gamepad that's plugged in tells him to do it, or something like that. So I would like to have gamepad for player 2, and of course player 1 support, but in order to make that work, we then also have to make gamepads viable, among other things.
Yeah. Have you thought about how you would include that, or because it's farther down on the radar, you're just looking at the core mechanics right now?
Yeah, core mechanics right now, and I just want to get the game working, and then we'll worry about how the control schemes go.
Do you feel like the communities right now is happy with how the control is currently?
I don't know. I haven't heard a lot about it. People have very, very different opinions, we've learned, on what a proper control scheme should be. So there's some things we're going to
We can't even agree completely, so...
Yeah.
Fair enough. So as far as that goes, as far as control schemes, wait until you can put in your own for the key bindings?
Yeah, basically. Hey, Sean, for testing, do you think you could kill some people with a different weapon?
I was using a pistol. It's seems okay.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I see some melees on the ground. Try bashing them.
Yeah, that seems to be all right. Yeah, it's really just the number of bullets hitting at once, and each time it hits, it's creating a new set of like jibs.
Yeah, 7 new sets.
Yeah. And I do want it to do that. I want it to create a bunch, but because you're hitting them with a shotgun, it should be very violent.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can use the weapon of your choice, no problem.
How many people watch? 129. I did want to say about that key I have. For those watching who
God, that's good.
couldn't back for whatever reason. I'm not sure if they can hear me very well. I'll get closer to the microphone.
Oh yeah, could you guys tell us if you can hear Sean? I'll move into the next question for now. Will you be able to talk to random NPCs back at base? Like, will you be able to have a conversation with them?
I wouldn't know how that works. Like, you mean just like go up to them and talk to them, and they'll like,
like Mass Effect, yes, no, maybe, sarcastic, yes.
I would like to have a dialogue system in place somewhere where you can like click answers and like either an affirmative or negative, just to be able to like,
Well, that'll be like something very rudimentary. It'll be necessary for story mode, but like there won't be a whole lot to it. This isn't really that kind of game where you narrate a conversation from the point of view of your character. It's very much like, hey, go do this, and your guy is just okay, and you run off to the next room and do it, because that's why you're here anyway. So.
Also, Sean, yes, they can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. Wanted to say, for those that were unable to back the project for whatever reason, I do have a spare key. So what I want you all to do is just to spam the word. What word should they spam in the chat?
Is this how? I don't know.
I don't want to just throw it out there and the first one who gets it. It's like feeding piranhas.
No, it's not going to be that. I'm just so I can identify who wants to get a key.
Oh,
Just say me or something.
Can they like just message you or something? Is there a way they can message you?
No, just in the chat. And then I'm gonna randomly select a name using this random name picker I've got. And then I will contact them, and then I'll send them an alpha key for Steam.
All right, guys. So anybody who wants a key, just say the word "me," probably in all caps. And at the end, Sean will he'll grab everybody's names and then he'll randomly pick somebody, and then
use capital M, capital E, and nothing else in that post.
Yeah.
You'll be able to identify them easily.
Nothing silly. See, don't do that capital M, lowercase e. That don't work.
Yeah,
God.
it's got to be ME, so Sean can search for it and find it.
Yeah.
I like how you called the people out immediately on it.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Like three of them did the MEE.
You have to drag them out in front of everyone and say, "You see this?"
And there's so many lowercase ones now. Jeez, these guys, capital M, capital E. There's
Yeah, a
like
bunch
2
of
people who've
jokers
done
for
it.
Yeah, look at it, it's exploding.
One of them
Holy
said
crap.
meh.
All
He just
running
said
for-
meh. Come on.
Together we can break YouTube. If we
125 comedians. I love it.
just-
Me,
26
me,
now.
me.
One guy goes meme. Oh.
Jesus Christ.
I also like the fact that because they've done this, I will never be able to find the rest of their questions again.
That's nice. Correct.
It's
All
great.
gone.
Someone did just say,
Oh, boy.
Sean, you'd better pick me. I'm your girlfriend.
Well then, it has to be official.
Did they take you out to dinner first?
No.
Oh,
Damn it, Swain.
I play
was
by
that
my own
delicious?
rules.
I thought you were an excellent cook. You couldn't show them that all. That.
I realize I have the audio playing in the background.
Yeah.
Nothing but me's. I'm just gonna.
This is why they call the millennials the selfish generation, guys. I
Well,
can't believe you.
you
Yeah,
can't
we're
spell
even-
millennial without me.
Yeah, we're even saying
Millennial.
me here. So.
Yeah.
I want another key. It's my game.
Yeah, somebody get me a key. Could somebody buy me a copy of Nexus 2, please?
I just want to adorn my Steam inventory with them.
Swain, I don't think we should get you a copy. I don't know if you'd really appreciate it.
We should do some like one of those like meta out of game things where like what do they call them? The like I love bees thing for Halo 2. Like just some secret
Oh, yeah.
thing. Somebody happens to like send me their Steam key to my email. They'll get like some weird thing unlocked in the game. And I'm not saying do that. That's not a thing. But
No.
that's an example of some weird crap we could do. Okay, so I think we're officially done taking me's, right? That's enough.
Yeah.
If you
We're-
missed
we're
it,
gonna
you
be
missed
doing
I've
it.
got the
That's
list. You
scramble.
can stop.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
You
because
can
telling
stop.
them that is going to make them
Oh,
stop.
it's gonna be 30 seconds of me. Me.
We're gonna like 40 more minutes of it.
I'm gonna do like a live.
They think
call.
if they say me more times that they'll have a higher chance.
Yeah, it's just once for each time. We're not gonna. There's no multiple.
Yeah.
We could have got 120, but I think at this point we got 1,000. No, Chris Richards, you putting EM? No, that my God, that bugs me. Can't believe you guys messing with my head. And it's Canada Day. You should treat me with respect.
It's Canada Day.
It's totally
July
Canada
1st.
Day.
Yeah.
What?
Does
Yeah.
But
What does that even mean?
Well,
That
I
sounds
mean,
like a made-up holiday, I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's a Hallmark thing.
God,
The
we
whole-
get it on the little cards to make ourselves feel better.
What is
It's like you go down the stairs. Hey guys, it's Sunday. It's the day you give presents to your son.
God.
That's-
Gee, I
that's
better
what
drop
Canada
my
is.
presents.
You do realize that it was actually a scheduling thing. Canada got it July 1st because we're the best, and the US got the 4th because they're that far down. Like, come on. Get on this level.
Someone buy me Burger King and I'll
I
give
feel like we got ours first.
You know what, Meth? I'm going to tell you this right now. July 4th comes before July 1st of the next year, which is the real order.
Oh, snap. Oh
So
snap!
Just think about that.
Swain dropping some logic on you Canadians.
Someone needs to know about it.
You're like 351st.
It's all that prime education that you guys get down there. You're like
Yeah.
top like way above us in those charts.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Because in the number order, the 20th comes after the 150th in math. Oh.
All right.
Jesus.
Okay, I'll stop.
Well, that was a lot of fun, huh?
Yeah, boy, sure did talk a lot about the game.
Okay, do you want more questions?
I love questions.
I know
Give me
you love
questions, please. I'm hungry.
They're my calories.
Yeah.
Hey, Swain, do keep in mind for the next few days for a package.
Oh, are you sending a congratulatory release gift?
It better be a copy of the game.
Yay! Thank you, Bill. Happy Canada Day.
It better be a copy of the game.
Well, yeah, it's
better
a
be
copy
it
of
better
the
be a
game.
Steam key. Okay, good.
Nah, it's a bomb.
It's a physical game that has a copy of the game on it, but a
Yeah.
Steam game to actually, or a Steam key to activate it, which makes the entire thing useless. Oh, I love you guys.
Yeah. Okay.
What else should I do in this game? I have no idea what I'm doing anymore.
You already did zombies. Why don't you create a new character and show people the early idiot now that they've seen the actual?
Like how badass you can get.
Yeah, and turn off the tutorials and show me that works.
Okay.
Now. Thank
To
you.
be fair, early game, I think the forums is in agreement needs a bit of a revamp. A little grindy.
What does?
Early game,
It's
just
like-
being able to kill things.
Say
We're gonna see then.
50.
No, I know we're gonna see that, and I think we'll all be
You
gonna.
can get that many?
I can get as many. We can get thousands.
Training
if we
win
want.
one.
Anyway, questions. Pumpkin the Animator. Can we use heads as weapons or environmental items? Using sever heads on grunts or pipes from the environment.
Oh gosh, making pipes like yankable from the environment would be super easy. I do want that because I'm a huge fan of Condemned.
It'd be very easy. We have a little placement thing. We can assign it to a pipe, like the pipe to the weapon, and then like place it where we want it and turn off physics and just put it there. And it's just a weapon, you just go grab it.
Not unlike like Condemned, like I was saying.
Or freaking fire extinguishers, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
Maybe we
like-
start hiding those in levels.
Because like in Hitman, when you like bonk people with the extinguishers,
there's
his
the-
signature weapon.
There's no reason you should like not be able to go into like the facility or the outpost, and then there's a fire extinguisher.
And there's just like things littered about. That's
Yeah.
something I want to do, but like
It'd be like this.
I
Like
have
you
to-
hold it like this, like
right, just bash people with a two-handed weapon.
yeah. And it's like there's
heavy
nothing
and
to it.
cumbersome. Yeah. But, like no, that's something I definitely want to do. As for using severed heads, that's gonna have to come after the dismemberment. So I'd be first to take all the maps that I have and just litter them with these, the non-weapons. You might have seen places like the facility screwdrivers and wrenches lying around. They haven't been like activated as weapons; they're pure scenery pieces. But I'd love it that like in a pinch you could run over there and just pick it up.
Yeah.
Or like
You
pieces of furniture like chairs and stuff like that would also fit in that for you guys, or is that too big?
I think that would be like too large and ridiculous. I mean, it's like it'd be great, but I don't know. Then like the whole map is just throwing chairs around. And
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna need those urinals.
No, that
You
has
need all your urinals.
Yeah, I guess we can have certain things actually will be unpick-upable if they're way too big. We can have it so urinals are just, you can't get them, but once you're a mag agent or you have like 50 strength, then suddenly like you walk into that stage and oh look, these were always pick-upable. It's just that I didn't know that before because they were way too big. We do stuff like that.
Yeah, and then they get like a special anime. Wait, no, we already got like a hefty animation.
Or that could actually just be like a mag power. It's like big weapon improv and like you
huge,
turn
like gargantuan weapon improv. Yeah.
yeah, like certain things are just scenery, but if you go up to them and interact, like you'll do a thing and you break it, and then now it's a weapon that can be used, like ripping a
I
toilet.
remember you guys saying something about spines or something as whips or something.
Well, yeah. Again, like once the dismemberment engine works, then yanking someone's
Yeah.
head out and swinging it around by the spinal column would be great. But
Right.
You don't need your spine; it's holding your back.
I love it.
Jesus Christ.
I love that. That's so.
Don't worry, I got your back.
I'm disarming you. Ah, my arm. I love that movie. Okay. Can we see a return of the electro cannon? I don't know
There's
what
all
that.
kinds of like fun sci-fi stuff.
Oh yeah. I just thought the conventional weapons were super popular because I like them. So
Yeah.
I just kind of splayed out 40 something of them,
Yeah.
and then made them moddable, and then playing magic up the way. I'm super
Sean, all we're getting is keyboard now.
I'm doing the weird spin thing where you sprint and then tap the left, right, down, right, whatever, and you spin on the spot. in a
Oh,
really
yeah,
weird way.
because your character will face the direction that you're sprinting.
Yeah.
happy.
Do you see that in like 30
That might
seconds?
work in Pepsi Man, but it's not a cheat code or something.
You actually, you know, if you beat Pepsi Man, you get wireframe Pepsi Man that you can play as. So.
Well, I'm
we're
just saying,
going-
what he's doing right now is probably the only way you can get acrobatic points at this. I'm looking at you,
not
Michael.
Really. You only got,
Yeah,
I only
you
got
gotta,
6
you gotta
last
do
time.
freaking
Morrowind crap.
yeah, right. Like what do they call it? The relay. You gotta do run relay.
It doesn't work on easy.
And
It's
push-ups.
just- I sprinted around on
Sprint.
easy and I only got 6 acrobatics.
You know, what we could also just add for people like, hey, listen, until we add in throwing weapons, which will increase your acrobatics. Add just like a push-up button. Like you press it, it's like press H, and your character will get on the ground
Just
and
jump
do like
down and do a push-up.
yeah, he'll just do
Tap it.
push-ups. And then he gets back up, you do it again, and that'll increase your acrobatics just for training purposes. Sorting attack order.
Next question. I'm guessing this is for arena mode and the objectives, but will there be enemies that hold control points that you have to storm or reverse?
Oh, I absolutely want that.
I think there will be things like when missions spawn in arena. Sometimes there'll be higher level guards protecting it that aren't required for the arena to kill them to win.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to get to that interactive, you're going to have to, you may have to clear them out,
Well, like-
or some of them could be the target, like kill
Well,
this guy.
What I'd like to see is like for a map like Apartments, once I've cleaned it up and like gotten it working the way I want it to be, is like how, you know how like it has the eggheads that just kind of like spawn and they're horrible and everyone tries to kill them and it's kind of a mess. I'd like to put people in every one of the apartments who just hang there and don't leave. And the idea is to go room to room, like storming the place, Judge Dredd style, and killing everyone until you have to go to the basement and turn off the power or whatever.
Yeah.
That way, you have a reason to go room to room that isn't as boring as, hack every terminal.
Okay. That would be very, very cool. Will there be, this is my own question, but will there be a different system than just running up and holding a button to activate things, or at least not most things like it is now? It feels like, especially with the arena maps being that you're supposed to fight and hit those checkpoints, it breaks up the combat flow. Did you guys have any thoughts on that, or?
Well, eventually I'd like to have it so you can command your guys to do it, your teammates.
Right, like some of these guys walking around might be like electrician or,
Yeah, you should be able to set up your guy to hack so you don't have to be the one to do it all the time.
Right. Or some of them would be turn something on and then wait for it to be finished.
So I think that could be neat, is once we have that in, telling your guys to...
Like you could buy like a hacking machine from the quartermaster for like $200,
Yeah.
and then like it'll automatically use on the next hack object. Like if you just walk near it, you don't even need to use it. It just automatic.
Just in your inventory, and you can stack them up or things like that if you buy them.
Right. It's just an idea. I don't know how that would actually pan out in gameplay or make the game too easy.
Or
Probably
have
just a thermal
things,
drill or something.
or have things like already in the level that if you collect it, it'll make the rest of the objectives easier if you
Or like
collect
a
it.
dead drop of some kind.
Yeah.
No, that wouldn't be a bad idea. And like you have to find it. Like the mission doesn't tell you, oh hey, there's a device that'll help you hack the machine. Like it doesn't say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to go
It's more like a random spawn, like one of the chests, if you explore the level, might have it, type thing. Or not
have
chests,
to cut down on
but
the
lockers
have to
and
cut
stuff.
down on the number of lockers because that would be just mean.
Or do it, do it with dead drops or loots of enemies that you can pick up too, with a chance of it happening.
Right. Yeah, I could see that. Just a quarter chance every time you open the locker.
I wonder why Sean was playing that on hard.
Because he wanted to watch himself die.
Yeah. He's
He's a masochist.
Me.
Shot's a
So,
Pepsi Man player.
We're on an hour
Oh.
25. How long do you want to?
Do we want to go for the 2-hour mark, or?
Yeah, we should. We'll aim for an hour 45 and see if we can't answer all questions by then.
Okay.
There are plenty of questions being asked, but I think there's about 15, 20 that I have left on my list. So if we just go through those and say we're finished. So as of right now, thank you guys for all your questions. We're gonna stop those collecting them and then just go through the remaining ones we have. Thank you guys so much for participating. If I could speak the Englishes. Alrighty. All right. Will there be God, who breathed in there? Will there be Robo Cop styled armor or pistols?
I would like to see the Auto 9 come back.
It's just a matter of making it and then like making it copyright friendly.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, right, because we can do a modification on it, because this is a real game that we're selling, so just ripping off their concept gets into iffy territory. I mean, it's not like we're stealing their models, we would be making everything from scratch.
You just take like a Beretta and well, I still haven't made a pistol for the Beretta, or a model for the Beretta, but like, yeah, let's say I just put a Beretta in, you put a proper extension on it that looks like the RoboCop Auto 9, and then get the automatic mod.
Yeah.
Also, Sean, the game froze.
Yeah, I tapped out.
Okay.
Oh, why would you do such a thing?
All right, so game is on. We're just.
Does the hit combo counter actually affect anything?
Yeah, as you collect combo points, eventually we're thinking of I've got everything set up for it. We're just not ready to test it. That as the combo goes up in count, you'll maintain your normal speed, but everybody else in the game will slow down. So like the world slows down, but you're moving at like Matrix speed or the 1 speed.
Right.
That'll happen eventually, but we want to test this the way it is first before we toy around with that.
As it stands right now, the only benefit you get is the bloodlust after what you said 20, I think it is.
Yeah, we can make it so that as you go through your combo, that like maybe that's something that is like you're affected by your attributes, but like the higher the combo you're in, the more damage all of your attacks will do, or something like that.
That would be fantastic.
Or better attack bar.
Well, if you're getting to that kind of a combo, attack bar isn't really an issue. You're slice and throw.
Right. It's just to like make you further invincible. But yeah, increasing your damage slightly based on your combo hit could be a thing too.
Yeah. All right. They ask, the community asks, can you swap the gender of your player, or are you stuck as a male?
Yeah, Matt.
We'll give you the same answer we always do. Who's to say that this character is a male?
All right.
Well, according to Matt, because there's no female her, is that Matt?
Is that all it takes for that to be a man?
Right, except the alternative has to be a man if there are no women. Why? It must be a man.
So the blender that's downstairs is a man?
Yeah, right, exactly. The computer that we made this on, also a man, because it's not a woman. It could also just be an item, a thing.
I need to put a wig on it for it to be a woman, right?
Yep. Right. It's like a fucking Smurf.
There will be customized, like more feminine customized features.
I definitely want to put like long hair, stuff like that.
Yeah, of course we'll have all the necessary things to make your character a woman. Makeup, a bra, vanity mirror, girlfriends to complain about things too.
And we just lost half our audience.
And now I'm single. Oh well, guess I'm moving out.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Will there be a giant blender level?
Speaking of blenders.
I do want to make a map surrounding like environmental hazards.
How about like a U-shaped map and there's
and then like in the middle like no fucking protection whatsoever, so like you could fall into anything too and end the mission. But I want to make it so like there's this huge like blender fan thing that exists for no other reason than to throw people into it.
Yeah, I think it'd be great. And just being in this zone, it continuously pops you out, and like it does just damage to you over and like you're dead already.
Yeah.
But it just continues to dismember you until you're until it's just like
oh man,
and then it gives up and it's like all right.
In Die by the Sword, it was so friggin' boss because they had a map like that. But if you fell into these like rotating fan nonsense, your body would go ragdoll, and you had to like sit and watch as your health went down, and it beat you to just giblets and gravy.
I love to have like a CCB match, like the game that Jeff and I did.
Oh yeah.
The name that we cannot say. I like do a stage where there's like fists come out of the wall, like a freaking extreme challenge or something, or Wipeout.
Yeah.
Or like there's like slippery floors, which we can just do with Unity materials.
Double Dare and
Double Dare crap.
And guts.
And they like slime you, and you see like the splats on you and everything.
Yeah, because like hitting people with like the slime and discolored whatnot is very possible.
I think it'd be great. We'll get there.
Alright.
We'll have more fun stages like that.
Yeah. But like, I just love the idea of like this room that it can't possibly exist for any other reason than people to be murdered in it. Like, oh no, this is, you don't get it. It's the ventilation shaft. No, this is the murder room.
Okay, next question. Are there going to be any different languages? Are we going to get translations?
I'd love to, at least for the menus and stuff. I guess Spanish is a big priority.
Yeah, Spanish is a huge priority. We got a lot of South American and Central American fans just based on the Facebook response.
Yeah.
Other than that, like, I wouldn't really know how to do that except for to have people volunteer to. I've had like someone from Italy contact me and say that they'd be willing to, but that was like a year and a half ago when we started. So.
What about that Chinese translation?
You'll do the Chinese translation?
Can I have a Chinese translation?
You won't do it, but you'll want one.
I'm not exactly sure how we'll do it, but we'll I don't know. We'll find a way.
I think there's also some crowdsourcing translator programs that you can look up to give people, and then multiple people can verify that translation to say that this actually says that. But
that's the big thing. I don't want to just give it to one person and say no swear words. You know.
I think what we should do is like, let's say we're doing a Spanish version. What we'll do is we'll go to just Google Translate or like Alta Vista or like one of the bad older ones.
Oh, God.
We'll go to Alta Vista Babelfish and we'll translate it from English into Japanese and then into Spanish. And they can just deal with it.
Yeah. Like it'll translate roughly to like ready. Your tank is fight.
Yeah.
You just every language that you want to put on becomes this telephone chain in Google Translate of what you actually wanted to get.
Yeah. What the hell is that thing called? Like where it would translate randomly through 50 things and then give you like this just a bunch of wonderful nonsense.
Totally obscene.
Okay. One of the guys asked, will we be able to take away the black cell-shaded lines on the environment? Will there be an option for that?
Why would you want to?
No, it's madness. You're getting that.
Yeah, it's cell-shaded. That's just the game. It'd be easy to remove it, but it's a developer choice to keep that in the game.
Yeah. Good for you sticking with your guns and not cowarding to the people who funded your game.
Oh boy.
I like our little shadow system. I'm pretty happy with the way the characters.
Yeah.
I'm also happy that there are guns in the game. You want to remove those too. We got a lot of dreams you can crush.
Yeah. Why would you ask that? Why would you do that to us?
And to be fair, the actual cell shading you guys have done have been, especially from considering what we've seen from like the Tumblr and our the first what are they called podcasts that we've done. The changes have been absolutely fantastic. They do really look like Madness characters. You've done an excellent job.
Like, from the very first video we did, the alpha trailer, like all those models have been tossed out. Not one of them like still exists in the game. I think
the hands and the feet. The hands and the feet are still in.
Yeah, the hands. Well, they're perfect. You nailed that right up the game.
The rest of them are just like, that's how I think a Madness character should look, I guess. It's just this tall guy. Yeah. But we eventually, but then you start seeing it in different angles and while the characters are interacting and there were just these really tall guys when you go back and watch the Kickstarter trailer videos. Mm-hmm. They're these tall guys, like these Slenderman versions of Madness guys with these little wiggly feet that do this like Scooby-Doo run as they run around. Now they really put their body into it when they move around.
Yeah, it's nothing less than wonderful.
Yeah.
It looks awesome. Okay, have you done the Kickstarter donations where people give you ideas yet?
It's just about time that we start taking those from people, I think. It's getting close. It might be like another couple weeks until like, we really have to grind in on get the rest of these bugs done and more content. I might want to get another arena map out. It's just a matter of like getting them together in a row and just starting to handle them in the order that they were received. We should do another early stage parallel to the outpost. So like once the abandoned outpost comes up, there's like another stage that's the same tier but like slightly more difficult, so that like the same size. Yeah, or at least like the same general. It could just be a room too if you want to start working on some hazard maps. Oh, that'd be great. So you don't wait until like later stages to see it, but something simple. No, that'd be great because then I could just make the murder room without the fan, or put the fan. Maybe we'll do a flame room, and we'll finally get the code in so the fire is damaging. Right. And just that's a really good idea. Like another small map would be great. Yeah, just like a little thing.
And that way, it's like you beat Outpost on easy. You're not forced to then beat it on normal. You can go play this other one on easy.
Yeah, because
too.
Outpost on normal is quite a jump.
Yeah.
So no, actually, I'm gonna put a little note there.
Yeah, I think that'd be kind of cool. And then of course we'll collaborate on what needs to go into that stage.
No, absolutely. It won't take long. Making the damn thing will take half a day.
Yeah. You know what would be kind of neat is if for the zombie outposts, rather the outbreak stage, is if those bridges opened and closed randomly. Like I don't know if that would work or not, but
it would have to be done in such a way that never like.
Yeah, it'll never harm you, the player, or it'll warn you before it goes up or something.
Like lights go off, and if it does, then you should have known.
Yeah, something like that. Like stages where like, what if in the helipad, like if that one bridge from the helipad like turn sideways. Yeah, turn sideways.
Oh, or better yet, it only turns sideways if you push the button. So guys running at you can like, gotcha.
Yeah.
Or worse
only
yet,
if they have the power to do it too.
Yeah.
Or I'd love it if like the crane's like dropping stuff on the stage that like blows up.
I love that crane, and I would love to get some use out of it.
You do a rock slide stage like that, yeah. Just like an abandoned piece of road on a cliffside, and there's like rocks falling down. So it feels like a Smash Brothers stage or something.
Right.
Yeah.
To get some use out of those one-room maps.
Yeah. We could have guys spawn from off the side of the map. They just run into. And there's plenty of cover for you. Like I like this is how we spitball. This is how we come up with ideas.
Yeah, this is like not half our day, but the beginning of it.
Yeah.
And then we sit down and be miserable.
So what do we got question-wise?
Okay, will you guys implement an Instagib mod?
I don't know.
Well, I know I want like mutators, and that would be the first one.
Yeah, we have talked about putting that kind of stuff into Arena, mutations and whatnot.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
It's not high priority though.
Yeah.
Would you ever do a panel at a convention?
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have to, I think, eventually.
Yeah, we got to sell out super hard, so paneling is kind of important.
Yeah. Raise
Yes, I'm excited to see this. All right. Can we hire Crinkles?
Okay.
No, I'm busy on this. We'd have to talk to them.
Is this a lead into the pay him to make the next Madness cartoon thing?
I think so. MC11 questions are coming up.
Oh, great.
Oh boy.
All right. Who is the masked man in all caps?
Sean.
Sean, you want to field that?
No, I mean Sean is the master.
I was hoping you'd be like,
Sean's
go.
already in game.
spoilers.
Yeah, he's because he started off as just an idea. Sean made a really creepy paper mache mask when he was younger, and he showed it to us, and it really freaked us out. So Matt made one, Crinkles made one for the game.
Yeah.
And then of course Sean started wearing it all the time as his character in the game, and it got to a point where he started to be featured in
trailers.
then the trailers. So it was this like ping pong back and forth tennis game of content from Matt and Sean, and eventually he kind of got integrated. So I don't know. I'd like to see him involved in the game somehow.
Yeah, I want to put him in the canon somewhere, whether it be like in the arena mode or the story. But you're going to see him somewhere in the game. It's at least somewhere.
Haven't spawned like a 0.01% chance into arena map.
I'd like anyone who like runs through the game to witness him.
It's gonna be like freaking Mr. M, the Zed merchant, and now the mask guy. Like Sean's like unstoppable here.
Should just make the rest of the characters for the canon. All right.
Let him write.
Oh yeah, here's a little bit of trivia for you guys. Did you guys know Sean was actually the first backer in the Kickstarter? He was backer number 1.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That is pretty impressive, and I didn't know that. Why didn't you tell me, Sean? Why didn't you?
Oh, I gloated about it.
I don't even know if that like, I mean, he must have known when he got on it that like, he was one of the first, but
Yeah.
I don't know that anybody but the runner of the campaign can tell.
I didn't know if it would stay as number 1 because I upped the pledge afterwards.
Yeah,
Like,
it
the
totally.
day after.
You keep your number. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Will
Sean
you
wanted
be
to
able
get
to
the sweep.
level up squad members and give them commands?
Oh yeah, that's a thing I need to add in. Let me.
Yeah, I don't even know how that would work, so that's something that defers to Swan.
Yeah, I need to program it in. It's very easy to do. Squad leveling can happen with any guy. I've just made my note of it. I have these like sticky notes on the back of the door to the office here, and they're color coded to help me figure out what is what. But that's a thing that like all the framework is in. All I have to do is apply the experience points to an NPC, and they'll level up. I'll probably make it so they just like randomly pick a skill or something. But thing is, for for NPC leveling, they have to have an agenda. Like they have to know what they're trying to get to. Otherwise, every time they get experience points, they'll just see, should I blow it on the cheapest skill possible? And then you'll never see them get a core skill because they'll just be buying all the low level stuff first.
It'll take them forever to get that 1200.
Yeah. So instead, I'd like to have something where like
those skills are just hidden at first, or they have to be tabbed and opened to see the ones under that core skill.
I don't know. I might also just make it so you can buy their skills like right now. Just give them experience points.
And then you have to go through each one and say, hey, you know this now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
prefer that it's automated. That you can only see what they have, just like you can look at your inventory when you're not in the store or the headquarters, but you can't like put stuff in your pack or anything. I might make it that way for skills too, where you can only see the things that they currently have and that's it. Or maybe they have a different tab that shows what they're going to get.
Send them on a camping trip or something. They go away for a few days out into the jungle. And they learn
Yeah,
some
you have to win 3 missions and then they'll come back.
With like 1,000 in each field.
Yeah, or it's timed like the store.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Will there be rival gangs in zombie mode?
Yeah, there's gonna be
We have our factions.
yeah. Well, there'll be like bandits and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but bandits that don't like other bandits. We might change the color of the goggles to let you know who's who.
Yeah. I think it would be more like bands of survivors, and those band of survivors might just be complete monsters, like cannibals or thieves or murderers, and they'll kind of behave according to their band, but it won't be like huge groups like what do they call them? The in The Walking Dead, Negan's guys.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, I forget their name. Somebody will jump in and help me out with this, but. The Saviors, that's what they're called.
Oh.
So it won't be like a huge group of guys that like exist over a course of multiple states and consist of hundreds and hundreds of people. Instead, it'll be like you come across a band of survivors. Do they get the jump on you and ambush you, or do they greet you, or do you jump them, or like that kind of thing? So in that case, it won't be really factions, but it will be like groups, individual groups. Like you have a group.
All right. Fair enough. Will achievements be a thing, and if they are, do they give rewards like weapons or armor pieces?
I'm sure that achievements will give you all kinds of things. Bonus XP, money, maybe unlock items, yeah.
Alrighty. Do you think it would be you just get the item, or it would do something where the item won't be added to the pool, say, of enemies that you can get, or of the store?
Like, it would be added to the quartermaster's personal inventory of what he can sell you permanently at tier 0.
Yeah, it would be like, it's not like free sniper rifle, it's more like sniper rifle unlocked.
Right, so you could walk in there and buy it, but you got $5,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you just have to...
It would be something to look forward to, and it wouldn't be something that you could lose.
Yeah.
Meaningful unlocks.
Yeah,
all right.
We can make certain items unsellable and also auto-registered. Oh yeah, let me add a note about that weapon registration.
Yeah, you do that at the quartermaster.
I think there's going to be like a board, because when you talk to him, I want it to cut straight to the store.
Actually,
so I'd rather have a different usable.
Yeah.
All right. And the last question I have recorded is, will there be a Steam Workshop, and will there be a map editor?
Maps are going to be hard. Oh wait, did I put that on the wrong one? Yeah. That's going to be a little bit difficult.
Because the only way I could think to do that is just be like, give people a bunch of rooms and interconnect them the way they want. Because these maps are, like, I don't know, you can see that, like, a lot of them, like, they have all the pipes running around on the walls. Those have to be, like, hand-placed, even though they're, a lot of them are, like, heavily prefabbed. You're missing out on a lot of that, since you can't just, unless you're right there in Unity.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, the map editor is Unity, and we'll provide people with a way of exporting stuff. Like, what we'll do is we'll have like an SDK or something, so people can, like a modder's kit, so people can get like a base stage in Unity with like the game code and stuff, and they can just like apply it. And then they'll create an asset bundle which includes all of the appropriate code and stuff, and then it'll just pop into the game, and then you can like enable or disable the asset bundles that you want to use for your game. And then we'll have the game set up so if you create a stage, the stage will be like available from the like custom stages, like custom stages tab instead of arena. And then you can
Yeah.
jump in and play it, and all that fun stuff.
I like how he's in this build, like the weapons are more variety.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a screwdriver I'm seeing.
All right, well, that's all the questions that we have recorded, and a few people are asking you to marry you, or them, or marry each other. Fan fiction.
That's one of the rare ones.
Right.
The game has sometimes you'll notice when you start a new wave or you complete a wave, sometimes you'll notice the game says really ridiculous stuff, and that's a very small chance that it'll happen. It's like 1 in 25 or 1 in 50.
Yeah.
It's like really weird things that it's. I don't know. Maybe start to notice that.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for coming to watch the podcast. Thank you so much, Michael, Matt,
You're welcome.
Phil, and Sean. You handsome devil, you playing the game and smashing your keyboard so we all hear it.
We need to
Love you to death.
We need to say who won the key.
Oh shit! I totally forgot about that.
Now, or do you want to just do it after?
Do you want to do that right now?
I'm gonna click the pick a name thing several times. Yeah. I'm gonna type his name in the chat right now.
And
The winner. Let me hear.
oh,
me type
we
this.
don't even know, guys. This is exciting. Drum rolls.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Oh boy!
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy!
Is.
Oh, now you're just toying with us.
There we go.
Here it comes.
There's one.
Oh,
There we go.
Aluminum Razor
If he's even here.
657, are you still here?
If he's
Please
not.
say in the chat.
If he's not.
Yeah, if he's not here, we can give it to somebody else, right?
Yeah, this is just classic.
Oh, yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
rap.
Is he here?
Are you here?
View active users.
Well, that's just if they've typed recently, but
Oh yeah. Never mind.
10, 9, 8.
Well, they're
7,
gonna hear the 1098 like 100
6.
years from now.
Yeah,
That's true.
you gotta keep saying
Okay.
their name.
Someone
Yeah.
else.
Luminaire. What is it?
I'm gonna copy paste it.
Okay.
Well, I guess we can just give it to him anyway. I mean, he earned it, right? He worked really
Well,
hard.
did he? I mean, oh no,
He sent
there
me.
he is.
Oh, is he?
I think I got him. Did he just say something? There he is.
Yep. Wait, no, that's
Yes. Aluminum. Wait, no.
Oh no.
That's,
No, that's Aluminum Razor.
Who was he?
Wait, was it?
Wait, did you just get the name wrong? Yeah, it is him. You just
It is him. You.
Yeah.
You confused me.
that is aluminum, anyways.
There he is. He
God
almost lost
Damn
him.
it, Sean.
Okay, yeah, he gets it.
Damn.
Cool. hack day.
I didn't copy the name wrong. What?
Yes, you did. His name is Aluminum, and you put Luminum.
I literally copied it straight from the chat.
Yeah, I know you missed the A.
Did I?
We're
Sean,
so professional.
Sean, you tell us. How do you think it happened?
I don't know, man. You know.
How did we get here?
I don't know, Michael. How did so many bugs get into your game?
Ooh.
Yes.
Get in. They didn't get in. You put them there.
Oh well. Now you just.
Terminators show up to make bugs happen.
Okay, so Aluminum Razor 657. I'll PM you on your YouTube, and I'll send you the key. Actually, you have your
Congratulations.
Steam ID, so I'll do it
you
straight through there.
You are now considered an alpha tester. You can also visit the forums, and we'll be able to add you to the backer forum as well as Discord.
That's right. I don't know who you are or what you're about, but you're on the team now.
we
Here's your
trust
hat, Here's
you.
your gun.
Yeah, bad guys are that way. Go have fun.
So yeah,
Oh.
everyone, thanks for watching the podcast.
And if you are interested in the game, you can visit projectnexus.com, projectnexus2.com.
Good job.
I fucked that up, yes. And you are able to visit us on the forums and talk about the game, as well as this. Michael, the $60 package is still up, right?
Yeah, it is. Until we make the switch to Steam, we're going to continue to have that available and honor it.
Yep.
So after this cast, I'm going to go through and start handing out before the end of the day, handing out keys to anybody who's backed us via the $60 thing. And I'm going to continue every day trying to make sure that we're up to date with the people who backed us, so that everybody who deserves and has earned a copy gets their copy.
And
Not
just
you guys
for
wait.
reference, the game on release is planning to probably be around $15 to $25, depending on how much content is in the game. Though I believe the devs are going toward 15. And on the website, you are able to buy a $15 package that will just be for when the game releases, a $30 package for when beta releases, and the $60 package that includes 2 games and the alpha, and then you'll be able to play the game now.
And once we're done with this initial run of bug fixing, responding to people's complaints, and basically fixing the things that are essentially just broken, and trying to get this more playable, once that's done, we can finally honor the other backer rewards that go to Kickstarter backers, as well as some PayPal backers, which includes buttons and stickers, and that's something we'll finally be able to approach. So that's good news. Very good news.
Yeah. Any other closing remarks before we close the stream?
Yeah.
Great stream, guys. Great stream.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, well done to all
Thanks,
around.
Bill.
It was a good job. You guys did a good job. Thank you for playing, Sean.
Good
and
job.
thank you for hosting.
Yes, thank you
It's
all.
okay. You're
Thank
very
you
welcome.
so much, everyone. It's been an honor, and I have to go. All right.
Goodbye.
Good night, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye
We
bye.
love you. We
Thanks,
love you.
guys, and we'll see you guys next time. There's going to be a new update on Steam. I think on Monday is what I'm aiming for, with a bunch of these new bug fixes, including a better melee system that I think runs a lot better. I feel is a lot tighter than it was before. A bunch of stupid errors that have now been repaired. So,
Right.
yeah, looking forward to putting it out. I hope you guys are looking forward to playing it, and we'll keep on trucking, I guess.